Hey everyone, it's James. Today we're going to get into how to clean and dry burn the Kanger Protank 2. So bear with me, let me get the camera set up, and this is the Kanger Protank 2 with the removable drip tip. So give me a second and we'll get right into it. Alright, we got our Kanger Protank 2 here. Unscrew the base of this and get this soaking in some water. I just let it soak in the sink. Take the drip tip off, same thing, let it soak. You got your tank. Grab the top and the bottom of the tank and just unscrew. And the Kanger Protank 2 does come apart. You've got your bottom here. Go ahead and soak that in water. You've got your glass midsection. Go ahead and soak that in water, and you got your top section. So go ahead and let that soak. Maybe take a brush. I take a old bottle brush I've got, and I run it through there and just scrub the inside out, get it clean. And after that, we're going to get everything dried off, and we'll be right back. Alright, I forgot to show you guys one step, which if you've seen my other video on the Kanger Protank, the process is the same exact way. But I'm just going over this because it is a new tank, and a lot of people might not know that the Kanger Protank and the Kanger Protank 2 are the same. So take your coil and your base and go ahead and rinse it under water and unscrew it and rinse it under water and clear the tube out under water, and it should flow water out of the base of that coil. And then just set that aside and let it dry. And once it's dry, I mean, you can dry it with paper towel, pinch the wicks or whatever, and once it's dry, we'll get into the step of dry burning. You take the rubber gasket off of there, off the top, pop that off, set that to the side. This center post is just press fitted in, so just pop that up and off. Then you'll want to take some tweezers and pull that flavor wick off the top of there. It's just sitting on top of there. And it'll expose the coils. It'll expose the coils up under there, so you can wash that out, get that real clean. And to dry this off, just give it a shake a few times. Take you some paper towel, pinch the edges of the wick, just shove it down in there and pinch the edges of the wick down in there. And you can even take it lightly from the bottom and blow it out, just lightly. And then again, just dab it with paper towel. Don't press the coils, because if you start moving them coils around, you can mess it up. So we don't want to get into messing with that coil. For new people, just stay away from touching the coil itself. Just try to dab them wicks dry as you can. Well, give me a second and we'll get to dry burning this. Alright, we've got it dried off and we've got the coils exposed, as you can see there. And we've got the Povari, the base without the pin, just the base and the coil without the post in there. We've got the Povari set on 3.7. You want to start off low, because if not, you can pop that coil, and you just want to pulse that button. And I didn't do a very good job at drying this wick off, so it's going to take a minute. It's steaming that water off of there. So it will take a little longer than normal. Again, it's 3.7. You can hear it. There it goes, it's starting to light up. Now I've done going into menu. Let's get out of that. Just pulse it a few times. and you can see that coil and that wick is a lot cleaner now down in there. After that, we go ahead and take it off. Get your flavor wick, put it back on. Set it back on there. And we'll start to put together. Hang on a second. Alright, you just take your shaft. I'm putting 2 flavor wicks back in there. If you're running a thick 50-50 juice or 100% VG, you might want to take one of those flavor wicks out. If not, you'll get some dry hits, and we don't want that. It's also a good idea to take a couple drops of your e-liquid and go ahead and, if you got the e-liquid you want to use, go ahead and drop them on those flavor wicks right there and the main wick underneath, and that'll eliminate any startup dry hits you might get. So just another tip right there. If you're getting dry scratchy hits and you know that you've got to put together right and everything's firing right, then try taking one of those wicks out. But try it first the way it comes. I'm not saying that you have to take them out, but you might want to take one of those out if you're getting dry hits. And then you just take your post and then snap it back on like so. Just make sure it's seated all the way, which it is. Then you want to take your rubber gasket or whatever you want to call that, rubber washer, and push it down on there. Now I will say, don't push that down all the way. Just get it up on that lip, and that way when you put your tank on there, your tank will, that center post of your tank will seat. It'll push that down there for you, and it'll make a better seal between that and that center post of that tank. But give me another second and we'll get that put together and show you. Alright, so everything's clean. We've got everything, the coils dry burned, ready to go back together. We take our base, we take our glass, set it there. I pinch between my fingers right there just to hold that. Get that in focus a little better. Take your top post, and that threaded part right there screws down in that center hole. And you don't want to go hog wild on this, because you can break that Pyrex tank, and you've got rubber seals here and here, so you just want to get that nice and, I'm not even going to say firm, just snug. I mean, you don't want to, I'm barely, because you can crack that center glass, so you just want it snug. Again, do it at your own risk, because I'm not going to be responsible for saying crank it down and you break it. So whatever your best judgment, just get it there. And then just screw your base in, and when you don't push that washer down, that center post right there will push that down for you and make a better seal, and just help eliminate any other chances of leaking or whatnot. Now I will say, on these posts right here, or on the coils, you want to crank these coils as tight as you can. If you're not getting connection between your battery and your and the coil, that center post is that coil right there, that center pin. That's the bottom of the coil. So if you don't have that tight, it'll act like nothing's connected, and you won't be getting any firing. So make sure that's tight. Flip it over, screw it in, tighten that up snug. Put your drip tip on, and you're ready to go. You've got a fresh, clean Kanger Protank 2. I hope this has helped. If you have any comments or questions, put them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you got a second, click the subscribe button and you'll be kept up to date with all of our upcoming videos. Join us on Facebook. The link will also be down below. And I think that's it. Again, if you have any comments or questions, or you'd like to see anything else, feel free to hit us up. And until then, I'll see you guys on the next one.